Hey, Gunners. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. What a performance by Arteta's young boys at Anfield today. I just was not expecting to come out of there with a nil-nil scoreline, even if the game was played with 11 versus 11. So to come out of that game with a nil-nil scoreline to come back to London um, after playing from the 24th minute with 10 men is incredible. I think after Sunday's performance, the boys, I guess, that literally it was a case of backs against the wall from that point on. After what was a very shaky start, a lot of difficult moments between the first minute and the 23rd minute when Xhaka was sent off. Arsenal were not playing well in that first 15 or so minutes of that game. They started to settle in, and then Xhaka, you know, gave us a Xhaka special. He's been known for his boneheaded decision making. He makes a lot of bonehead decisions. Second time this season alone, where we've gone away to one of the most difficult grounds in England, and he has done, you know, something like that, some kind of lunacy. But with that said, though, I also think Granit Xhaka has a little bit of a reputation that precedes him. I'm not saying the red card was not a red card. I do think there is a player or a multitude of players who could have gotten away with that challenge, not named Granit Xhaka. But because it's him, I think he stands no chance in those situations. Uh, so I'm not going to blame the referee for that. I just think the sooner Granit Xhaka. I like the guy. I like the player. I think he's actually good for helping the young boys. Behind the scenes, I hear a lot of good things when some of these boys talk about who their senior pros they look up to and all that stuff. And when there was a vote, he was voted in as captain. However, I just think the sooner he gets out of England, the better. I think the referees um, have his number, and he's just too slow for the English game. I'm not gonna sit up here and defend him. Um, he's just one of those guys who I think would benefit from playing in Italy or Spain in leagues that are a little bit more slow. So I'm not going to spend too much time talking about it, but I do think his sending off allowed Arsenal to do what they ended up doing, which was to put on a defensive masterclass. Um, it's the second time now we've seen Arsenal play a far superior opponent with 10 men for quite a lengthy period of the game and put up a very good account of themselves. It was for basically with the last kick of the game against Manchester City that Arsenal lost that game with Rodri's very, very last kick of the game, and City took the win. But I think in this particular case, um, playing from the 24th minute until 95 minutes, because there were 5 minutes added on, that's a big chunk of the football match remaining still. And these boys acquitted themselves really well. They put up a very, very good performance against a Liverpool team that was close to full strength, really. I mean, I know Mane and Salah are very, very important players, but when the replacements for them are, you know, Jota and Minamino and Firmino, that front three was still, better as of today, better than the front two or three we had. I mean, we had Eddie in there. I don't think, Martinelli and Saka are better yet than Jota or they're better than Minamino. But like as a whole, I think Liverpool had their best team. I mean, they had their first choice back for Alisson played for the first time in the Carabao Cup ever. He's been at Liverpool for several years now. This was his first appearance in the Carabao Cup. So Liverpool really wanted to win this game, and these boys kept them at bay, denied them any shots on target. I mean, there was that one opportunity later on in the game where Minamino could have had a shot on target with an open goal, but hey, we'll take that. You earn your luck, and you fucking move on to the second leg now, and hope for the best. Basically, hope for the best on the injury front. Hope for the best that maybe we can get a midfielder in. Um, there's a lot of talk about Arthur Melo, from for the Brazilian kid who used to play for Barcelona, who's now at Juventus. There's a lot of talk about him being, signed on loan, but that could drag on. So maybe we won't even get anybody to come in. And the one person we were hoping that he comes back in is now out for the next 3 games. So Xhaka is out for Spurs, um, Liverpool's second leg, and the game against Burnley. So he's out for the next 3 games. We'll see him now after the international break. I know a lot of people will feel like just as well because of how many fuck ups he does. But I think we still need a midfielder. Like right now, we only have Sambi Lokonga as a recognized midfielder on the team. So that's going to be a very hard one to live with. Over 3 games against Tottenham, Liverpool, and then Burnley before the long layoff for internationals. That's going to be a very difficult week coming up for Arsenal. 3 games in the space of about 7 days, 6 days, 6, 7 days. Yeah, I don't know how we're gonna go, but like the way the boys have acquitted themselves today, you can't complain. Hopefully, Tomiyasu and Smith Rowe comes back okay. Looks like Odegaard won't be around because he tested positive for COVID. So the only thing now you can do is hope for health for the players that are available. Otherwise, Arsenal will have to, if more players get on the COVID list, maybe Arsenal will have to postpone the next 2 games, which is not something I think anybody wants right now. But anyway, great performance. Youngsters showing some major cojones. Very, very proud of what I saw. I'm sure every fan who watched that game will be really proud of these boys. What a fucking game. I hope that everybody has a good end of the week, and that we can go to White Hart Lane or Tottenham Hotspur, whatever that they call their new stadium, and put on a good show. This was a really, really good one, but now we need to follow it up on Sunday, hopefully with the win. All right, guys. Cheers.